we got the final topic of this week. You already know what it be. Our weekend picks for week 16. Before we get started, Mario, we gotta break down some ground moves. This week's gonna be a little different. Since tomorrow's Christmas and we're not recording, we will be talking about the Christmas game in this. We'll be talking about the Saturday games and the Sunday games. As for the Monday game, that will be for Monday night. So we'll worry about that. We'll worry about all the other games in this video. So with that out of the way, Mario, are you ready to predict?
Let's go, Nate. Let's go.
Let's do this. Let's do this. The first game is the Christmas game. Give it to me. It's the Vikings and the Saints. You were rambling about this on me last week. I don't know I can't remember exactly what you were telling me. But that doesn't matter. We got some insights for you. The Vikings have not allowed a 100-yard receiver since week 7, which is the only team in the NFL. Alvin Kamara has fielded 100 scrimmage yards in 7 straight games, which is the longest streak of his career. Kirk Cousins has a sub 100 passing rating in 3 straight games, which is the longest streak since 2017. And the Saints are 1-3. One of 3 teams with 10+ wins and a 100+ point differential in the season, and the only teams that have the same thing is Kansas City and Pittsburgh. And one more, I got you. Justin Jefferson is averaging 84.4 receiving yards per game this season, the 3rd most by a rookie since 1970 in a minimum of 4 games. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I think it's gonna be a very close game. I really do think so. They had last week. The Saints had a close game against last week. I can't remember who they lost to. They lost to the Chiefs. And despite all of that, I still got the Vikings winning this game. I'll keep it real with you.
Wow, man, you're really loyal to my team.
Well, listen. Whoa, man, look. The Saints have been scaring me the last couple weeks.
Look, man, I wish I could be that loyal to my team. Okay, like I am loyal to my team. Like I wish, but you know what? This week, okay. I picked them for the Bucks. They lost. Picked them for the Cowboys. They lost. Bears. They lost. So guess what? Now this team just loves to lose now. So guess what? Saints. Okay? Maybe, and you know what? I want the Vikings to know this. I'm doing this for a favor for them. Okay? I will pick the Saints if it means jinxing the Saints. Okay? So with that being said, I got the Saints winning this game. Okay? Do I want them to win this game? Hell no, I don't want them winning this game. Okay, you know how many times I see this team like in the matter of 3 years? Too many times, Nate. It's too many times I see this team. Way too many times I see this team. Way too many times. And if we go to the playoffs, Nate, most likely I'm gonna see them there too. Never stops the Saints. So with that being said, you know what? I got the Saints. I got the Saints winning, but if that means jinxing them so the Vikings can win, I'm all for it. There's no Vikings. I'm doing this for you.
I forgot to actually read this interesting insight. It's about the NFL themselves. This is the first NFL game played on a Friday night since Week 16 of 2009. So it goes to show you how rare the Friday night game is. If you went to the high school football games or you even play high school football, you'll know that the Friday night game is very, very common in high school. Hence why we call it the Friday Night Lights. So it's really cool to see another Friday night game in the NFL. With that said, we got 3 Saturday night games incoming. The first one is the Buccaneers and the Lions. The Buccaneers can clinch their first playoff berth since 2007 with this win. The Buccaneers can clinch, like I said, they can clinch a playoff berth for the first time since 2007. For this win, Matt Stafford has 100+ passing rating in each of his last 3 games, which is 3 such games from weeks 1 to 12. Tom Brady is 7-0 versus teams below 500 this season. The Buccaneers are averaging 93.9 rushing yards per game this season, which is the 4th fewest in the NFL. And Detroit has allowed 137.3 rushing yards per game, which is the 4th most in the NFL. The Lions have not made the playoffs since 2016. That's not really important. And the Buccaneers are 9-1 in games when Tom Brady has 1 or fewer interceptions this season. I'm not even going to waste my time, man. I got the Bucs winning this game.
Wow, you don't think it's going to be close?
No, I think it's going to be a blowout.
The same. I got the Bucs.
Oh, man. All right. Anyway, next Saturday game, give it to me. It's the 49ers and the Cardinals. I said that right? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I said that right. All right. Insights real quick. Kyle Murray has more passing yards and passing TDs, rushing yards and rushing TDs than any player on the 49ers this season. Wow, that's just I don't know. The 49ers have lost 3 straight games twice this season. They had 3 total losses in 2019. Keep that in mind. The 49ers are 0-6 when scoring 20 points or fewer this season. They're 5-3 when scoring 21 plus points. And the last quarterback drafted by the Cardinals to lead them to a playoffs was Jake Plummer in 1998. Can you believe that? Um, the Cardinals have not swept the divisional opponent since 2018. They defeated San Francisco in Week 1. I'm gonna go with the odds, man. I'm gonna be honest. I got the Cardinals winning this game. I think they sweep the 49ers that night.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. I mean, CJ Beathard's gonna be starting. Not that he's a bad quarterback or anything like that. I just don't have enough faith in him to beat the Cardinals. And then also the injuries are still added up on them, even though they have Richard Sherman back. That's just one of many. And
Right.
so I got the Cardinals winning this game.
Absolutely. Now, this is the last Sunday night game. Excuse me, Saturday night game. This is Saturday Night Football. Give it to me. It's the Dolphins and the Raiders. I actually think this is going to be a really good game. Let me give you some insights real quick. The Dolphins are 8-2 since Week 5. They started the season 1-3, and only the Chiefs, who are 9-1, have a better record in that span. The Dolphins have allowed 21 points or fewer in 10 of 14 games this season, which is the most in the NFL. The Raiders have a minus 44 points differential this season, the lowest among 16 teams that are 500 or better. The Dolphins have allowed 18.4 points per game this season, which is the fewest in the NFL, and Miami has allowed 30.9 points per game in 2019, which was the most in the NFL. So it goes to show you how much this team has improved in that time span. The Raiders are allowing 30.1 points per game this season, their most since their second season of existence in 1961. Can you believe that? And Darren Waller has 425 receiving yards in his last 3 games, which is the most by a tight end in a 3-game span of a single season of all time. I really think this is going to be a close game. I really do. Um, oh man, it's tough. I think this is. I mean, the Raiders may have been falling apart, but I still think they got relatively decent pieces to their puzzle. But I'm gonna stay safe. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins on this one. I think this is gonna be a really close and good game.
I got the Dolphins winning this game too, but I think the Dolphins are gonna win by a decent amount. Like, do I think it's gonna be a blowout? No, but I could definitely see the Dolphins. See, here's the thing. I bet it on the Vikings game and I bet it on the Dolphins game. Okay.
Mario.
So listen, look. I betted that the Dolphins would win by probably around 15 points, and I'm sticking with that because I truly believe that. I think that the Dolphins defense is good enough to shut down the Raiders, and I think that they can definitely beat them by 15 points. So with that being said, give me the Dolphins.
Well, let's just hope you don't lose money like you did last time.
No, I didn't. No,
So,
look, kids. Look, I'm not condoning betting, losing, gambling your money away. Trust me, because gambling is addiction. Like I'm serious. No, listen. Okay, but if you do want to do some free betting, Fox Super 6, that's a good place to bet. You can win Terry Bradshaw's money. So I suggest you do that for free.
hey man, get Terry Bradshaw's money. Give him a run for his money. That was the
That's what
last.
you
Anyway, that was the last Saturday game. Now we're on to the Sunday games. The first one, give it to me. It's the Colts and the Steelers. Some insights: the Colts have allowed 334.1 total yards per game this season, which is their fewest since 2008 with 310.9. The Steelers has fewer than 20 points in 4 straight games for the first time since weeks 11 and 14 in 2004, which was Big Ben's rookie season. Wow, there's a lot of long records here. Philip Rivers has a 47-24 record with a 6.62 win percentage in his career as a starter in December and January. Excuse me. For the Steelers, no team in NFL history has lost 4 straight regular season games after starting 11-0, and Pittsburgh has lost 3 straight. So keep that in mind. That could change. The Colts have not defeated the Steelers with a starting quarterback not named Peyton Manning since Week 8 of 1984 with Mark Herman. There's just a lot of things that happened long ago on this week. Anyway, in the last one, Big Ben has a sub 90 passing rating in 5 straight games, which is tied for the longest single season streak of his career. You know what, Mario? I'm gonna stay safe. I think the Steelers continue to struggle, so give me the Colts to win this game. I think the Colts got more on offense than the Steelers do. So, yeah, give me the Colts.
Cool. Look, before I get my prediction, shout out to Mark Herman,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Shout out to Mark Herman. Okay, 1984 must have been a good year for you because they haven't done this since Peyton Manning. So, with that being said, I got the Colts winning this too, man. I mean, Juju stopped the TikToks on the 50-yard line. Okay, he stopped it. He said he'll stop, but look, I don't think that's enough for them to win. Okay, it's gonna take a lot more than Juju, but I do think this is gonna be one. I think the Steelers are gonna get a lot more impressive this game. But I do think this is gonna be a very, very close game. I can see the Steelers losing by probably like 3 points, but I got the Colts winning this game.
I got the Colts winning too. Next game on the list, give it to me. It's the Giants and the Ravens. Let's give you some insights quick on Lamar Jackson. He has 100+ passing rating in 3 straight games, 0 times in previous 6 games. So he's definitely improved. The Ravens are on pace of being the first team to average 170+ rushing yards per game in 2 straight seasons since the Bears from 1983 to 1985. That's a big record, man. That really is. That 85 Bears team was no joke. The Giants have scored fewer than 20 points in 8 games this season, which is in 4 straight. No, that's a big deal. The Giants have allowed 100+ rushing yards in 3 straight games, and 1 such game from week 6 to week 12. And the last one is entering week 16. Baltimore has a plus 116-point differential, which is the second most in the NFL. Only 4 teams since the 1970 merger have missed the playoffs when finishing top 3 in point differential. That's a big deal, man. That's big. I got the Ravens winning by a blowout, to be honest with you, Mario. We all talk about how the Giants team's underrated, and they are in a way, but they haven't really been playing to their potential lately. So I got the Ravens winning by a blowout. I think the Ravens really stepped it up.
Yeah, look, I got to keep it a buck with you, man. Like the Ravens are one of the best rushing teams in the game, and a big part of that is because of Russell. Not it's not Russell Wilson. Oh my God, Lamar Jackson. It is a big part of it is because of Lamar Jackson, and it's also because of those running backs. And the Giants, honestly, their rushing defense is not that great. I'm gonna be real with you. I think they were ranked like something weird, like 24th or something in the league. So, with that being said, I mean, you rank the first rushing team against one of the worst rushing defenses. I'm gonna have to go with the rushing team. I really, and especially when that's Lamar Jackson's bread and butter is the run game. So Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, I expect them to have great games. J.K. Dobbins, I got you on fantasy, my guy. You need to go off. Please, this is the playoffs, man, okay? I know you know how important the playoffs are, okay? You're about to make a playoff appearance. But listen, okay? I got the Ravens win this game, but J.K. Dobbins, please do not let me down, my guy.
Please let him down. I wanted to hear him go off on me. Anyway, that's not important. Next game, give it to me. It's the Bengals and the Texans. Let me give you some insights. The Bengals have allowed the 3rd most fantasy points per game to opposing. That doesn't really matter. Anyway, next one. Damn, what's with all these fantasy ones? All right, anyway, here we go. Deshaun Watson's 110.6 passing rating this season is the highest in NFL by a quarterback with a sub 500 record and a minimum of 10 starts. The Bengals have scored fewer than 20 points in 18 games since 2019. That's big. The Texans are on pace to join the 2008 Lions as the only team since at least 1948 to allow 105+ opposing passing rating and 150+ yards per game in a single season. And the last one is Deshaun Watson is on pace to become the 4th player in NFL history with 110+ passing rating, 300+ total yards per game, and fewer than 10 interceptions in a single season. I always say it, man. He's a top 5 quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. With that said, Texans going to win this game.
I absolutely agree with you, Nate. Texans are definitely going to win this game. I think the Bengals are probably still on that high horse of beating the Steelers, but I mean, when you look at it, it's a stationary quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Ben Roethlisberger is as accurate this year as Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league, despite his team's record. I think he is definitely a top 5 quarterback in this league, despite his team record. So with that being said, I got the Texans.
Okay. The next game on the list, give it to me. It's the Browns and the Jets. I don't know. I don't know if I should waste my time on this or not, Mario. I know they beat the Rams last season, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's the only one they're gonna have. I'm not gonna waste my time. Just give me the Browns.
I got the Browns too, man. I mean, like, I got to be real with you. Browns are clicking on all cylinders. They're having a really great game. I think they're really motivated. I don't think motivation is a lack of a factor. I really don't. I think they're very motivated to win the AFC North. And with that being said, man, I got the Browns winning this game as well.
All right, next game on the list, give it to me. It's the Bears and the Jaguars. I don't even know if I want to waste my time on this game either, but we'll just give you some insights because I don't want to dredge you guys. The 28.3 points per game the Bears have scored with Mitchell Trubisky at the start of the season are the most by a Chicago starting quarterback in the Super Bowl era, with a minimum of 7 starts. Gardner Minshew's 95.9 passing rating this season is the highest by any quarterback with 1 or fewer wins in a single season since at least 1950. But minimum 8 starts. David Montgomery has 24 plus fantasy points in 4 straight games. Thank you so much. I mean, it's pointless at this point because I'm eliminated, but thank you anyways. James Robinson needs to average 115.5 scrimmage yards per game over his final 2 games to surpass Fred Taylor, who had 1,644 for the most by a rookie in team history. And only two teams since the 1970 merger have lost 6 games straight in a single season and made the playoffs. And they lost 6, and the Bears lost 6 straight games from week 7 to 13. Just one more, my bad. The Jaguars have had 6 draft picks in the top 5 over the last 10 seasons, the most in the NFL in that span, which is then the next most is the Browns with 4. Same thing with the Browns and Jets. I'm not even going to waste my time. Give me the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, look, I want the Jaguars to win this game. Obviously, the Bears are my rivals, and they're very close to the Vikings right now, even though the Vikings still have a chance to make the playoffs. But I got the Bears winning this game too.
All right, next game on the list, give it to me. It's the Falcons and the Chiefs. Some insights real quick. The Chiefs have won 6 straight games by 6 or fewer points, which is the longest such streak in NFL history. The Falcons have lost 4 of their last 5 games, won 3 of their previous 4. The Chiefs have scored 20 plus points in 28 straight games, including the playoffs. That's big. Next one, Kansas City can clinch the number 1 seed in the AFC with a win. Each of the last 2 defending Super Bowl champions to earn the number 1 seed returned to the Super Bowl that season. Both of them lost. They could have a chance to rewrite history. And Patrick Mahomes is a sub 100 passing rating in 3 straight games. Not good. And despite that, I still got the Chiefs winning this game.
That's the same, man. I got the Chiefs win this game too. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons have been nothing but just a choke show this whole year. And I mean, you give Patrick Mahomes opportunities, and he's going to come right back in this game. I mean, we've seen it so many times, and that was and in his first year as a starter, that was a question for me: is if he's clutch, and he's proven every single time where he's needed to be clutch that he is a clutch quarterback. And I mean, honestly, I see great things out of him, as does every other NFL fan do. So with that being said, I got the Chiefs win this game. I don't think Patrick Mahomes lets them down.
I agree. Next game on the list, give it to me. It's the Panthers and the football team. Let me give you some insights real quick. 8 of the Panthers' 10 losses this season has been by 1 possession, which is the most such games in the NFL. Breaking my damn heart over here. Ron Rivera is the 16th head coach to face a team he coached 100 plus games for and led to a Super Bowl. The last 4 such coaches all lost their first game versus that team. And Washington has allowed the 5th fewest scrimmage yards per game to running backs this season. Mike Davis has fewer than 10 fantasy points in 5 of his last 8 games. If you guys have him on fantasy, keep that in mind. Football team is 4-1 in games with Alex Smith as starting QB this season, 2-7 with all others. Teddy Bridgewater has lost 8 straight games, which is the second longest single season streak in Carolina history. And the football team has allowed 21.1 points per game and 312.6 total yards per game this season, which is both top 5 in the NFL. Think about that for a minute. This team could be something special in the future. And the Panthers are 0-10 when allowing 22 plus points this season, and 4-0 when allowing 21 points or fewer. Look, man, as much as I want my team to win and finish strong this season, despite all of that, I can't see them winning this game. I really can't.
I got the Panthers winning this game. If you want to count that as an upset, then fine. But I got the Panthers winning this game. I don't think Dwayne Haskins does a good job here. I really don't. To be real with you, man, I can't see Dwayne Haskins having a good game against the Panthers, or having a dominant game against the Panthers, which is what I think you're going to need to do if the Panthers offense shows up. Think about it. If the Panthers offense shows up and Dwayne Haskins continues doing the same things that we are accustomed to seeing Dwayne Haskins do, it's not going to be enough on the scoreboards. So with that, and I know the Panthers got a tough task ahead of them. And I know the Washington football team is a very good football team, but I can definitely see the Panthers offense getting the best of them. So give me the Panthers.
All right, that's a pretty interesting one. I'm still rooting for my team, by the way, guys. I just can't see them winning this game. With that said, next game, give it to me. It's a divisional game between the Broncos and the Chargers. Some insights real quick. The Chargers have allowed a top 10 fantasy QB in 2 of their last 3 games. Drew Lock has a 19.82 fantasy points in Week 7 versus the Chargers. If you guys are crazy with the fantasy, that's a stat for you to have. Justin Herbert is one of 4 players with a 65 plus completion percentage and 27 plus passing touch TDs in their first or second season in NFL history, and he's only a rookie. Keep that in mind. The Broncos have a losing record in 4 straight seasons, their longest streak since 1963 to 1972. Keep that in mind too. The Chargers are one of 2 teams in NFL history to lose 3 games in which they led by 17 plus points in a single season. I imagine the other team is the Falcons, but it could be wrong. Justin Herbert's 290.8 passing yards per game this season is the most by a rookie in NFL history. Well, I got the Chargers winning, but I really do think it's gonna come close. And just like with the Raiders game, I really think it's gonna come down to the last possession of the game.
Do you think that's going to be? Do you think that factor is going to be Drew Lock, or do you think it's going to rely more on the Broncos defense?
I think it's gonna rely more on the Broncos defense. I think if the Chargers win, they win on that final possession.
I got Chargers win this game. I think it's gonna be a blowout. To be real with you,
Think so?
I think Justin Herbert's good offensively, and I just don't see Drew Lock. Don't get me wrong. Drew Lock has been having he's had a couple good games this year, but to see him, for me to say to you that Drew Lock is gonna go toe to toe with Justin Herbert, it's just very unlikely. Not saying it can't happen, but it's very unlikely. And I like Drew Lock. I do. I call him Rap Master because he's always rapping on the sideline. But so don't get me wrong, I do. I think he's got a lot of swag, Drew Lock. But you know what? I got the Chargers win that game.
Oh man. All right. We got the next game on the list, another divisional game. Give it to me. It's the Rams and the Seahawks. Oh god. Oh man, that was funny. Anyway, insights. The Seahawks have allowed fewer than 20 points in 4 straight games, which is the longest single season streak since 2016. Russell Wilson is 1 of 3 is 1 and 3 in his career in games against the number 1 passing defense based on the rank entering the game. Excuse me for that. The Seahawks can clinch the NFC West with a win for the first time since 2016. Seattle has won 1+ playoff game in each of those 4 seasons in which they have won the division under head coach Pete Carroll since 2010. The Rams are 4-0 in ensuring games after a loss this season. And six of the Rams' 9 wins this season have come against teams that are 500 or below, and those teams are the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants, the football team, the Bears, and the Patriots. I think this is gonna be a close game, but you know what? I think the Seahawks win. I think they clinch the division in the process. I'll keep it real with you.
I completely agree with you. I mean, as far as I can remember, when it came to Russell Wilson and it came up to him like winning a division, and it came up to him winning a big game for like a redemption game, I really never see them lose.
Right.
I rarely lose in those types of games. So with that being said, I got the Hawks. I got the Seahawks winning this game too. I think they clinch the division. Did the Rams drop down to the wild card? And I think the Rams will continue after the Jets loss.
Yeah, I agree. We got the next game on the list. It's another divisional game in the NFC East. Give it to me. It's the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Cowboys are the only NFC East team with 4+ wins versus teams not in their division. Keep that in mind. They can't even beat their own division. Their division is terrible. The Cowboys have allowed 30.9 points per game this season, which would be the most in a full season in franchise history. Jalen Hurts has averaged 84.5 rushing yards per game in his 2 starts this season, and Dallas has allowed the most rushing yards per game this season. Ezekiel Elliott has 5 games with fewer than 50 rushing yards this season, which is 6 such games from 2016 to 2019. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Dallas has actually been playing some good football this last couple of weeks, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. I got the Eagles winning, but I don't think the Cowboys are gonna make it easy on them to win this game. I'll be honest.
Right. And the last time we seen the Cowboys and the Eagles, it wasn't really a pretty game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was ugly.
It was like Carson Wentz, and then like I believe Dalton was playing that game, right?
Dalton wasn't playing that game.
So was Dak.
No, it wasn't Dak. It was their 3rd stringer. I can't remember his name.
It was DiNucci.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Ben DiNucci. So I don't consider that a good game, but this one's gonna be good. It's Jalen Hurts versus Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton's really been pick up the pace these last few games.
Mm.
But with that being said, I still got the Eagles winning. I think Jalen Hurts can have another good game, and I still got to make a decision on who I want for fantasy. I did pick up Jalen Hurts, but it's between him and Brady, and like I don't know what to do. So like I'm probably gonna pick Brady, but like I can see Jalen Hurts having himself a decent game, and I can see him doing enough to win the game. So give me the Eagles.
Right. We got the next game on the list. This is gonna be a good game. Ready? Give it to me. It is the Titans and the Packers. I think this is gonna be a really good game, to be honest with you. Oh, excuse me, I messed up. Let me give you some insights real quick. This is the third meeting in NFL history between two teams both averaging 30+ points per game at week 14 or later. The road team won each of these last two games. Both went on to the Super Bowl and won that season. The Packers are 14-2 at home since 2019, including the playoffs. Remember, this is being played in Green Bay. Derrick Henry has 100+ rushing yards in 9 straight road games, which is the second longest such streak in NFL since 1970. Aaron Rodgers is 5-0 with 16 passing TDs and no interceptions in primetime games this season. Ryan Tannehill has 100+ passing rating in 5 straight games, which is the longest streak in franchise history. And the Packers are one of three teams to allow fewer than 30 points in each home game this season, and those other two teams are the Rams and the Steelers. This is gonna be a really good game. I can easily tell you that right now. But you know what? Oh man, it's so tough because both teams are so good. There's Brian Tannehill and Derrick Henry on one side, then you got Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on the other side. It's so hard. You know what? I'm sorry, Packers fans, but give me the Titans to win this game. I think the Titans need to win this game in order to keep pace with the Colts.
I do too. Look, I don't see the Packers defense stopping Derrick Henry.
I
So
can't either.
hate to say it, I'm going up against them. I keep mentioning fantasy, but like that's all I keep thinking about when it comes to the NFL now. Is like I'm going up against Derrick Henry. I just can't see the Green Bay Packers stopping him on defense. And then you got AJ Brown, which is another threat to worry about in the passing game. And then you got Ryan Tannehill, who's a very deadly passer this year. He's been great. So I mean, yeah, I got the Titans winning this, bro. But I think it's going to be a really good game. You got
I think it's gonna
Devontae
be a
Adams
really good game too.
and Aaron Rodgers versus AJ Brown, Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. I think it's gonna be a very good game. But then you also got to look at the Titans defense too. And like it's a decent defense, just like the Packers. So this is a very like head-to-head good team. This could go into. I feel like this game's gonna go into overtime.
It's gonna be just like the Colts and Packers game. It's gonna remind me of that a lot.
I think it's gonna be better. I think it's gonna go into overtime.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna lose in overtime.
Right. And that was the primetime game for Sunday. Monday's game is between the Bills and the Patriots. We will talk about that on Monday. No teams are on bye, which probably gonna get that first of the season. But listen, guys, make sure you go crazy with the football this weekend. I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Be safe out there, and go crazy with the football. Have a great weekend. Have a happy Merry Christmas.